Could you tell us a little bit about your line?
My
First of all, does it
line-
have a name, or is it the name Tribal Butterfly?
No, the name is Wonderland Lolita.
Oh, okay.
And it's a line of Gothic Lolita dresses that are inspired by Alice in Wonderland.
Oh, right. So you've got two. You're juxtaposing two very strong, iconic images here. You've got Alice in Wonderland. You know, on one hand, we're all familiar with Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah.
But Lolita is a female character of a very different kind. Can you tell the people who are watching this a little bit about who, what Lolita is and means?
Lolita is basically, especially Gothic Lolita, which is what I'm doing, it's not your westernized look of Gothic. It's
Right.
more back to the traditional Victorian look. So
Okay.
very aristocratic, very rich looking, a lot of ruffles and lace, a lot of ribbons and embellishments, a lot of crinoline and poofy skirts. So it's not black and I eat the heads off of bats. It's not that. It's more beautiful but antique looking.
I see. And how many pieces are there going to be in the collection?
Well, the entire collection is 30 dresses.
Oh, okay. Wow, that's a lot. That's pretty ambitious for a first line.
Yeah, but only 3 of them are going to be made to walk down the runway in the fashion show, and
Right.
technically 4 because I'm making one for myself to wear.
Right. Now, are these designs going to be available for people?
I'm not sure because
Or is this more like an experiment to see how it turns out the first time round and see how people react to it?
I'm not really sure what I'm going to be doing in the future. I
Right.
know I want to be working in costumes. I don't really want to go down the retail avenue, so probably
okay.
these will just be one-piece looks that are just in my closet.
We're going to be seeing a lot of things coming out of the Tribal Butterfly's closet pretty soon. Now, you've talked a lot about your pieces, and you're going to have a few for a runway show. When this happens, is there some place that people can actually see the work you've produced?
Well, I'm hoping somebody will, first and foremost, have a video camera in there so that I can put the show on YouTube and everybody can see it. But other than that, I really don't know. I think right now my main focus is just producing the line, making sure it looks absolutely amazing, and putting all my effort into that. And then once that's done, hopefully it'll go places.
Okay, now I'm going to ask you a question, a few questions that I like to ask at the end of all of my interviews.
Okay.
I know that if you've ever seen the television show The Actors Studio,
Okay.
it's a wonderful show where every episode a famous actor is interviewed about his or her craft, but then they are asked personal questions.
Okay.
So let me just ask you a few questions to get an idea of your taste. Favorite city?
Well, I have to say Toronto because I spent most of my life there.
All right, it's your hometown, and you wouldn't be able to go back if you didn't say that.
Exactly, they would
But
catch
we
me
do
up.
like other. If it's not your hometown, you can mention another city or two. What other cities do you like?
Well, I haven't traveled as much as I wish I could have, but I would love to go to Tokyo.
Tokyo.
So
Yeah.
much. Does that count as a city?
Tokyo counts as a city because it's the biggest city in the world.
Sweet.
30
Tokyo.
million people and counting. And I think that if you like, if you like anime and costume,
Yeah.
then all you have to do is walk the streets of Tokyo or go to a nightclub. Or
And
just go to
that's
some
where
of their weird,
Lolita
wacky websites.
Yeah, and then I'll see all kinds of Lolitas. So
Oh, it's very, the kinds of work that you're interested in. You see that on the streets in Tokyo all
Oh,
the
yeah.
time. Tokyo is actually becoming like one of the big fashion cities. It really should be listed up there now
Yeah.
with Paris, Milan, New York, and London, Vancouver. I think Vancouver's got a way to go, but we're making that happen, aren't we? Okay, favorite designer?
You're giving me the hard questions.
Or one that, of the moment that you're really taking a liking to?
You know, I'd have to probably say Alexander McQueen just because he does do things that are so out there and extravagant that they do almost borderline on costume, so I can appreciate that.
You know, I fell in love with Alexander McQueen in 1997. And you might not know this. I know you like David Bowie. We all like David Bowie.
Who doesn't like David Bowie?
But when he did one of his albums and toured in 1997, the main image for the poster was him wearing this long waistcoat by Alexander McQueen that was like sort of a tattered Edwardian waistcoat, right? Made out of the Union Jack.
Nice.
And, Ginger Spice was doing it at the same time, but she ain't got nothing on David Bowie and Alexander McQueen, let me tell you. Favorite cartoon character?
The Little Mermaid.
The Little Mermaid? I think I need a drink after that. That's not what I was expecting.
I have a lot in common with The Little Mermaid.
All right, you've been living underwater far too long.
Close.
What's the comparison?
She had a very strict parent. So she was always confined to being in a little small space, and she couldn't go where she wanted to go. And I had the same kind of upbringing because for half my life I lived in a really bad neighborhood. So my mom was always really afraid to let me leave the house. So I was always stuck at home. And in a way it kind of helped me because it forced me to be imaginative and be creative.
Right. So basically what you're saying is imprisonment is really good for the creative process.
It definitely helps.
Well, we should go to some of the hard blocks and some of the prison cells and see what's going on.
You never know.
You never know. Favorite celebrity style? Can be anybody in the cultural world or political world or anybody. Whose style do you like?
I don't know. It's hard to say. I've been so cut off from celebrities since I moved out here because we haven't had cable.
Or if there's somebody whose style you've liked over the years.
I don't know. This is a tough one. You know what I'm going to have to say, and you won't know who I'm talking about.
Okay.
But I'm going to say Otaku Gen 78 because I have to, because I love her and she's my bestest friend ever, and everybody on YouTube knows who she is.
Okay.
She's more popular than I am.
I'll plead ignorance at this point. I'll plead ignorance.
And if I don't give her a shout out, I'll be in really big trouble.
You're going to be moving on to new things once you finish studying fashion. What are we going to see from you in the future?
Hopefully, you'll be seeing my name in the credits at the end of lots of movies.
Right, and you like science fiction, fantasy?
I'll do whatever.
Period, you'll do whatever.
Like, personally, my favorite would have to be probably Victorian, but I'm happy doing anything as long as I'm doing something. You know,
funnily enough, you're actually one of the best cities in North America, in Europe, in the world, to do that kind of thing. A lot of people don't realize that Vancouver's actually the third largest movie and television production center in North America after Toronto and New York. And we seem to do a lot of slimy things here. Of course, X-Files started here, and we did Battlestar Galactica, and Andromeda, and Stargate, and it goes on and on. And they shoot a lot of big budget movies here, so I think if you stay put,
I know,
and you know, continue to do some of these marvelous costumes, that you may have a future. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you,
Ms. Tribal Butterfly.
Perfect.
Well, I'm dying to see it now.
Oh, good.